us today. Which topic are we? There was a topic I wanted to ask you. There is something that I saw in the news. I think the discussion about prostitution. Or we should not. You don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to sound selfish.
Mm.
If someone out there wants to know more about it, it would be fine. But what exactly do you want us to talk about?
Very controversial and very sensitive topic. The issue that I think we must talk about is legalizing
Prostitution?
Prostitution.
Like how? And from where? Because it is where and how?
Because in some countries, I think Europe, Netherlands, they legalized prostitution. But before that, do you think it's a good thing for women to go in that business?
A good question. Very, very good question. You are right from the beginning when you say it is a controversial and sensitive. First of all, in my own view, I don't think it is women only that do prostitution. Only that I think most of the time it is women that are quoted controversial. But to answer your question, I think I have no problem with the prostitution. I don't have a problem.
Because I think even in African countries, I think South Africa, it's not legalized, but it's a human right. Anyone can do with our body. It's a right for someone to do whatever they want. But in other African countries, it's not. Even I think in Sweden, it's not legalized. I think I've done some small observation. But now, should African countries also legalize it or make it a human right?
I want to assure you one thing, that there's a point in life where certain things don't need approval by anyone, where you just find something happening without any approval from anyone. When you talk about human rights and legality, you say in Sweden and in South Africa, they happen, but they are not in the constitution. I think these people need to come up with the data. But first of all, what is prostitution? I think it would be better for us to understand what that is. You know what prostitution is, but
I think it's something that the body, someone can just offer the body.
Yeah, like a Holy Spirit, you get the... You told me you are not shy.
Prostitution is not a topic that is a talk about. But in African culture, it is not part of our culture. It has never been part of our life. Something that just came in. I think it's from Western world, not in Africa. But now it's becoming something common in every African country you find. But there are some people say that all women are doing that, even the married one.
Ishule, I think there is always first time for everything. There is always a first time for everything. There is a time when a girl breaks her virginity for the first time, the same thing to a boy. There is a time when someone takes alcohol for the first time. There is a first time for someone to be elected as a president. There is a first time for someone to lose an election. There is a first time for someone to discover something that they have never discovered. Now, when you talk about prostitution on my side, I think prostitution is a service. It is a service whereby someone who needs to have sex does not have to go through a long route of dating, proposing, and then it is something that you just go with what you exchange. It is an exchange. Someone has what you have, and you have what they need. So it is, I would say barter trade, if that would be a right word to use, where we exchange goods for goods and services. When I have my money, I give a lady that money. She becomes, I buy for a service. Is that the same thing that you say that even men or couple that are married, they still have to pay for sex? Maybe no. Now, what is even the bad thing about prostitution?
The bad thing is we as Africans, it's bad because it has never been our culture. The religion does not allow it. The health-wise, there's a lot of STIs,
sexual transmitted infections
in that process. It can happen. So I think it shouldn't be. In fact, it should be a crime in our culture.
Surely, you're talking of religion. You're talking of. I love the fact that you love Africa so much. Most of the time, you talk of Africa, but now it is us. It is here. We say it is not our culture. It came from somewhere where we received it. Africans, it came. We received it. Now it is with us. One, we need to appreciate. You have talked about health issues that comes about with this, like STI and STDs. Who gets what from where? Does it mean that married people cannot get this infected with unprotected sex? They do. I know
the chances are low. I think the chances are low because remember, this person is dealing with a number of people who have got different health background, and there is no checking. But they also, another thing that I want to ask, I see some countries, we talk about, other countries talk about legalizing. What is the benefits of legalizing it?
A very good observation. Now, when you look at advantages vis-a-vis the disadvantages of prostitution or commercialized sex, commercialization of sex has so many advantages. One, it reduces on domestic violence. In Africa, men used to believe that a woman who is married is their property. There would be sex not on basis of feeling, not based on love, but based on sense of ownership, where a man will just have to tell his wife that, hey, can you turn over? You know,
because there is a wife.
Yes, because it is a wife. But that's not how sex is. You are right. Sex is
but the question is,
yes,
what are the reasons? And when they say, because I've seen some people say that it's now should be legalized.
Yes.
What is legalizing? What means that they have to make it a business? Or should it be something that everyone should be aware that you can join, you pay tax? That's what they mean.
Well, when it comes to legalization, it means that it is lawful. And that one starts right away from, depending on the certain governments, how they do it. Start from the parliament. It is introduced as a bill, and the members debate on it, and then they vote, and it becomes a law. So under the law of legalization, like in some other countries, it becomes like part, you said it right, it becomes something that is legally protected and it is legally bound, whereby it comes with those rules and laws that protect the sex worker and their potential clients. So if it is legal, it means that you can sue someone who has broken a rule or a law against that establishment. So legalizing, I think, yes, I agree with those ones who believe that prostitution should be legalized, because it is already taking place. And
it's better to be in secret than, because imagine your relative or sister say that I'm starting a business, I'm starting something like that.
Yes.
Is that something you can find in Africa?
You talk about Africa.
Oh, you can take that to a pastor. The pastor is asking you, what business is your sister doing?
No.
Then will you tell your pastor like that?
These pastors as well could be the number one potential customers.
No.
You know, some of these pastors are not married. Should we say these pastors, not all, but some, should we say they don't have sex? Have you not had any wrangles?
They abstain from that.
But you have had sexual wrangles. We have seen divorces amongst these leaders based on the issue of fidelity. That my husband cheated on me, my wife cheated on me. It is the same thing. Now, not doing it legally. If someone says I operate a business, maybe it sounds like something shameful, but we have cultures. Look at FGM, female genital mutilation, where the clitoris or the private part of a woman is mutilated, is removed. It is done publicly. I don't think from wherever it is done, people know. How do they get to know if it is not done publicly? Then we have in eastern part of Uganda, there is that tribe called the Bagishu.
I think it's Ethiopians also.
See,
Ethiopians.
Their circumcision, it is like a party. So even
this, it is because we said it's now. We know.
Yes,
it's part of our culture. We can accept.
Even the other we can accept. What is wrong with us accepting
our culture?
What there is first time for everything. What is wrong with us embracing it for the first time legally? By the way, to those who think sex, prostitution or commercialization of sex is bad, what bad, apart from just the word bad, what bad about it can someone really say?
For me, the bad thing about it, you had of it's kind of exploitation, because some people, they are forced to join.
Okay, that one's bad.
Yes, that's bad.
But what if someone goes willingly?
Moral decay, because for us Africans, our morals is number one. Yeah. I think in number two,
I would take that as an insult, but it is okay. It is your view anyway. So you wanna say that? By the way, look at this camera. Tell us, have you ever gotten services of the prostitute?
No. No.
Well,
why would I do that?
Why would you not? I have personally.
If I just go to my wife,
yes,
or I get a girlfriend,
okay,
I can get that service for free.
Do you know that the establishment of prostitutions have brought more love in the married couple?
Oh.
Hey, you never know about this. Let me tell you something. A man that would have beaten you because of sex will just go get a prostitute somewhere, and then he finishes his problems. He comes home, life continues as normal.
Now, who will do the job at home?
The woman is not ready. I have told you that there are bases on which prostitution takes place. Okay. There are the reasons why these things start.
Okay, maybe some men cannot wait. Maybe cannot wait. So I think that's a good alternative.
Not alternative. There are men who can wait. There are also women that can wait. But sometimes it becomes too much. There are these people who have high libido, high level, like they have so much sexual feelings. One round lasting 30 minutes, 45, 2 hours. I don't even know.
I think that's why our culture allow you find the polygamy. I think that will solve that problem than going to a stranger.
You know, when you go to a stranger, you save money.
Oh.
You can even develop. People who go for prostitutes, they have economically, they have enhanced their lives. Like, dating a woman takes time. Dating a lady takes time. Getting into her thighs takes time. You are spending in the process airtime, transport fare, you take her out. She's eating your money. But if you just want to rent an established place,
later on you enjoy for free.
You have a wife already. You have somebody. You just want something. You want to change your diet. This is a balanced diet. You know, when you get a black skin, a light skin, maybe a white, an Indian, you know that kind of a thing.
So I think my conclusion is
Yeah.
very simple.
Go and get, you buy it. You have never tasted those
I've
services.
never.
Try. I
No.
can give you reference. I
I
can
don't
give you a
know. I
referral.
don't. I can't go to strangers. So my conclusion to this.
Even your wife was a stranger before she became wealthy.
But there was knowing each other. There was courtship.
This customer still you regain her
Yeah.
and you keep her number and she becomes a part
Someone
of.
who has been with 5 people the same day.
They even do deliveries, by the way. You pay, they
So
deliver.
my conclusion is, yeah, no African country should allow this because it's not part of our culture. It is not something accepted by our religion, even in society. And it has got so many negative, I think negative effects. We are poor people. We don't have strong health sectors. So health-wise also will be. So my conclusion, it should be a crime in Africa to engage in that business. What do you conclude with?
Well, how I wish Africa would focus on more general important things than criminalizing prostitution. Criminalizing prostitution is like the government coming up with a law to determine which sex position you should have with your wife inside your bedroom. That is the same thing. This prostitution, it is a personal human right. You know, it is my rights as a person who I sleep with, as long as I've not hurt anyone. So if I decide to appreciate them with a fee for the service they have done, and I give them something monetary, I don't see where government comes in. So if the government comes in to criminalize it in Africa, what should we say when you go to the hospitals when there are no services? Don't you think those would be the most important things?
Yeah,
when I have sex with a fellow adult and I've paid, by the way, these are adults. I'm talking about sex and prostitution where only adults have consented. So it should not be criminalized, rather it should be legalized so that people are protected. Legalizing sex, legalizing commercialization of sex will make people to do it with ease without having to look left and right, and with time, a woman will not be raped or forced by a client when this client knows that it could be reported. So the client will not have to forcefully remove a condom or protection, knowing that this person is vulnerable. So he will think twice, and eventually the laws will catch up with them. But if it is not legalized, yet you believe that it should remain behind the curtain, it is worse. There, a woman can be forced, and she will not talk about it. And then she's married, let's say she's married or she's single. By the time she gets married, she already has infections from the previous person, and it will affect you. But when you have laws, everyone is happy. She's happy, you're happy, more employment, people have jobs, people have money. So let us take a pilot study from the countries we admire, like Netherlands, United States, United Kingdom, those big countries, Thailand, where prostitution is legal, and people are happy. Economy-wise, they're doing well. Let's fight for those kind of things. Let us not only copy religion, we study the Bible, which actually does not impact our physical lives. I may say, those are my feelings. But with this, it is a job. You can start by being a client. First, before you criminalize it, first be a customer and know whether it is bad or not. I can promise you that once you test once,
I will never be a customer. But let's give a chance to our viewers. If you have any suggestion, please drop it in our comment section so that we can get to know which point do you have, so that others also can learn from you.
Thank you so much for being with us. And remember, Naturena and
Surely.
we are always here to serve you with this kind of controversial but more edutainment stories like this.
Thank you very much.